Hello, wonderful 8th grade science students. I'm really sorry that I'm not here again for you today, but I hope that with this brief tutorial, you will be very successful and really get a good understanding of what the forces are like during a collision. To begin with, you're going to go to Google Classroom and you're going to use the link that is posted in Classroom that is for lesson 3.2, activity 3. You may have gotten to it yesterday, maybe not, but maybe start it all over again because I think I want to make sure that you understand it to the fullest. So once you've clicked on there, that should take you to Amplify lesson 3.2 to the sim. All right, exploring strength of collision forces. So it's asking here forces in collisions objects with the same mass. So that's our first simulation. What are the forces like in a collision? For that, we'll open up the simulator, but here it says for each trial, change the initial velocity of each object as described in your data table. Press Run and observe how the velocity of each object changes due to the collisions, and record your observations in the data table. For the effect, choose from the following options: speed up, slow down, start moving, stop moving, change direction. Okay, so here are our trials. So let's begin with going to our sim. Now, what's important that when you get in our sim, that you go to these three lines here. I know we've done it a couple times, but it's easy to forget. So click on that and then go down all the way till you get to 3.2 same mass collisions. Two objects should appear: A, which has a velocity of 5 centimeters to the right, and B, which is just sitting still. All right, they have the same mass. So what we're going to do then is we're going to run it, and we're going to witness the collision and what it does. And then after the collision is over, you can click the Analyze bar. Now, once you have clicked that Analyze bar, at the bottom, there's this bottom right, there's a blue dot that you can put your cursor on, and you can drag it back all the way to where the collision is. So you can go kind of in slow motion. So what really happens here? Well, A hits B. They both seem to get a force with a strength of 100, but A gets it to the left, B gets it to the right. And after the collision, A sits still and B starts moving to the right. Okay, so let's fill that in our data table. 5 centimeter right, so that was A stopped moving, B started moving, and they both had, excuse me, same strength forces. For A was to the right and for B was to the left. Next, you're going to set up trial 2, all right? But now your initial velocity of object B needs to be 2 centimeters to the left. Okay, so we're going to go back and you're going to go to build. And now we're going to objects B 2 centimeters to the left. Now, whether you remember this or not, if it says to the left, it's going to be negative. It's going to be in the opposite direction of A. All right. Then again, you click run and you analyze what happened. Okay. And you're going to do the same, but for the third option, you're going to put A 2 centimeters to the right for object B. So again, for that third option, you're going to put it to the right. All right. Each time, just run it and analyze it. I think this will be pretty straightforward. So after you've completed this part of the data table, you're going to go to page 2. All right. And here you're going to do a very similar thing. Again, you see very similar, actually the same data table. But what's different here is that the objects have different masses. So in our sim, we're going to go back to the top left, the three lines there, and we're now going to go to 3.2 different mass collisions. Okay. So now you can see A is heavier than B, all right? And you run it and analyze it, and you can see what's going on. Again, it's always good to use that analyze tool so you can run that, grab that circle at the bottom right, and then you can see what the forces are. Okay, I think you can do this. So fill out this data table, and then once you have done that, click on page 3. All right. And say page 3, you're going to sort of discuss what you have just witnessed. All right, so you're going to think about the hands-on activity that you did yesterday. You're going to think about the sim activity that you do today, and you're going to come up with a claim that describes the strength and direction of forces exerted on objects during a collision. Use at least 4 words of the word bank. So you can start maybe with during a collision, the strength of the forces on each object are, something like that. All right, so finish that based on the information that you've gathered from the sim. Once you've done that, click the hand in button. I will look for completion, and I will give you a grade for that. All right. I will stop the video here and create a next video for the next two activities.